the best player in the world for you now?
For me, over the five, I will go with Leo. I will go with Leo, although I respect Ronaldo a lot. I respect the amount of work he put into the game, the amount of dedication he has. But Leo is just a freak.
What's the difference between the two? Because everyone always debates about them. But
I would say
you've played with Messi, so what's the difference?
I will say, although Leo works a lot, but you have it's nice actually for the kids. You see one guy that it's kind of a gift. Like it's what he does is unheard of. I mean, I don't know if you will see that ever again. And you have a guy that does it with work. Everything that he ever did. You played with him. Luisa told me that he used to be in the gym for hours.
He's the hardest working footballer I've worked with.
That's my point. So you have that example. I'm not saying that Leo is not working. I'm saying that you see it more as a natural thing for him. It's more natural. Here, Ronaldo had to work really hard to reach the top. Within Leo, you have a guy like Leo. Like it seems natural. I would say that's the difference.
Who's the best player in the world?
Lionel Messi.
Who's the best player of all time?
Lionel Messi.
Probably the best in the world. It's going to be a really tough battle, but I think, in fairness to the lads, we kept them quiet for maybe 88 minutes during that game, and he's produced something really special. But it just goes to show that you got to be concentrated for the whole 90 against him, especially.
A big admirer of him, or probably everybody, but my boys tonight didn't show too much respect. They were really there. They tried with completely legal things. We didn't treat him harshly or whatever to try to get him out of the game. We played just football, and I liked that. Yes, I knew before that Lionel is a world-class player, and now I saw it again. I'm not too surprised, to be honest. Don't want to talk about the other five. Messi would be, for me, the player I saw would be number one, 100%. That's me. We have to say that Cristiano Ronaldo is for sure in that as well, and all the rest we have to see. Yeah. I saw a few good. I've coached a few really good players, but they didn't finish careers, so we have to, and they still have time to develop. My father always said it's Pelé. Didn't see Pelé live. I'm too young for that, but. Yeah, there are a lot of good players around there, but that's my ranking. Lionel is for me the best.
Leo Messi ha hecho una exhibición más, no se ve ahí en el campo viendo de rival y creo que te ha dado su camiseta, ¿puede ser?
Sí, increíble, lo de Leo, bueno, no hace falta que diga nada, lo demuestra partido a partido como él juega, por algo es el mejor del mundo y bueno, ya todos lo saben, ¿no? Sí, me dio la camiseta que me la estuvo pidiendo mi padre, si no se la llevaba me mataba.
¿Qué te dijo ahí en ese momento, Leo?
No, nada, hablábamos un poco de todo, lo saludé, que hacía rato que no lo veía y me pone muy contento de verlo.
¿Es de best para ti? ¿De best? Merecía haber estado en de best, ¿para ti es el mejor jugador del mundo?
Sí, para mí sí, pero bueno, no hay que hablar mucho.
As players, you want to play against the best players in the world, and Messi is certainly that. So yeah, he's a fantastic player, and I'm sure we'll do our best to stop him from adding to that record in England. Yeah, well, he's set the standard. I think him and Ronaldo have gone above the normal standard that other people had set in the years gone past. And yeah, when you're scoring as many goals as he is, and 40, 50, 60 goals a season, as a striker, I want to try and match that and try and do the same. So yeah, he's definitely set the standard for the rest of us. And he still is. He's still scoring goals. So for me, it motivates me to get even better and improve, and hopefully one day, yeah, score as many, if not more, than what he has.
I don't know. I'm going to the World Cup for a bit, so it doesn't mean I'm going to sign Lionel Messi. So you know, I'm a football man. I look across the board. We'll take those decisions. No, you know, we'd love to sign Lionel Messi, but reality says no. Other than that, we'll sign to improve the team. So it doesn't matter where they're coming from.
Yeah, this is a good question. We are talking about the best player in the world, and Messi has the capacity to solve the situation and to create a chance when you are not seeing the chance to score, and this means that this player, we are talking about a fantastic player.
Coach, during the World Cup, there was a leaked WhatsApp audio where you said, Messi is very good, but he's good because he's accompanied by extraordinary players. And if you had to choose between Messi and Ronaldo for a normal team, who would you choose?
Si tendría que elegir a Messi o Ronaldo, elegiría a Messi, seguramente. No tengo ninguna duda. Si no, si uno tendría dinero para comprar un futbolista en un equipo normal, posiblemente Ronaldo encajaría mejor. Ahora, en un equipo importantísimo, Messi seguramente rodeado es mejor que Ronaldo.
So Alex, if the owners of Man United gave you a blank check over the summer and allowed you to bring in any one, just one of Barcelona's team from tonight, who would you sign?
That's one of the most stupid questions I've ever heard in my life. What about Mascherano? You test my patience.
When I left Barcelona and I went to Bayern Munich and now in Manchester City, never asked Lionel Messi to come to join Bayern Munich or here when I was manager. I never went to the clubs, both clubs, and said I want this player. Never. So because I know how important is this guy for FC Barcelona. Myself never spoke with the clubs, Bayern Munich inside, to say, I never make the first step to say I want this player. Never. I will never do that.
No, I think obviously the best football in the world is Messi. Messi is better than Cristiano.
So talking about talent, you've played with some great players in your time here at Man City, at Barcelona and various other clubs. Who is the best player you've played with?
You know it. Definitely, Messi.
But why? Tell me why. Give me something that we don't know. What's he like in training? Is he the same in training? Does he do some crazy stuff in training? Any stories?
Yeah, but I will tell you something, I hear about Evra sometimes because I'll be able.
Ready to get underway here. Chase Stadium in Miami. And Suarez in the centre circle kicks us off. Busquets in the centre circle looking towards that right hand side. Just inside into Miami's defensive half. This time is Aviles. Towards Flair. Turns to the right hand side. Aviles looks upfield. Past halfway, but it's into the head of New York Red Bulls defensive player, Chelo Weingart. Midway point of the defensive half is Aviles. Nicolas Flair. Short towards Busquets, who's deputising as a centre-back in possession. Looking for his options, and it's naturally for Aviles. Right-hand touchline is Weingart. Stepping into midfield was Gressel. Back in the defensive half for Inter Miami on that right-hand side. Inter taking their time to build up. Busquets with a switch to that left-hand flank for Franco Negri. Towards Nicolas Flair. We're back to the goalkeeper now in Greg Callender. Still in the box now, it's Aviles, and it's with the Red Bulls pressing. Callender forced to clear up forward. It's in the defensive half of Miami as Red Bulls get a header forward. Now it's back across the D now this time. And there might be a breakaway here for the Red Bulls this time. And Nazir nearly getting a strike off. It's well dealt with by Franco Negri down that left-hand touchline, about 5 yards out from the right-hand corner flag. And Nazir nearly broke free, but Aviles who got the touch away. They're out the line now. Well dealt with initially by the Red Bulls, and they went back in possession now this time. Well done by Carl Duncan. And back by Miami and on that left-hand side. Franco Negri gets it past halfway, but no player is in pursuit. They'll be held by the Red Bulls defence. Back to their goalkeeper, Conrail. Central left-hand side is John Tolkien. Down that left-hand touchline. And it's won back by Miami briefly, but Red Bulls now send it down the line on that left-hand side. Forsberg has been upended. He'll be awarded the free kick just inside the defensive half for the Red Bulls. In the centre circle now, the Red Bulls looking to press towards that left-hand touchline. Forsberg is an overlapping player for the Red Bulls, but it's Forsberg now in space in central region now. Managerial and that central left-hand side looking towards the byline. It's Tolkien, flicks it into the box, but it's well dealt with by Nicolas Flair. Still arriving on the left edge of the area, but it's called for offside. Good read from the assistant referee on the far side to read the offside from John Tolkien. This is back at the midway point of defence for Inter Miami this time through Tomas Aviles. And that's Nicolas Flair across the D. According to the MLS statistics, 53.4% win probability in favour of Inter Miami. Can't really blame the statistics for looking at that as a marker of where these sides may end up. Now Messi with his first touch of the evening, should I say. Well, one back on halfway by Forsberg, and nutmegs Chelo Weingart down that left-hand side, midway point of the attacking half for the Red Bulls. Forsberg now driving into midfield. Space opening up for Edelman, looks towards that right-hand side. Now here is Carl Duncan, midway point of the attacking half for the Red Bulls. Now back central for Edelman. Central left-hand side now Tolkien. Option further left in the form of Lewis Morgan. Looking towards the byline, gets the cross away into the box. It's well dealt with by the Argentine Flair. There's been a call for a foul. Maybe Dante Vanzia just imposing too much of his boot upon the Argentine. Like you said, the first few minutes have been dominated by Red Bulls, asserting their authority. Central right-hand side, Tomas Aviles, slightly overhit for him. He looked to drive into midfield, but as he now picks up in defence. Across the centre circle. Good first touch it is by Robert Taylor in the centre circle, back towards Messi. Looking upfield, but that pass intercepted by the Red Bulls as they can go away forward. Meyer with a long ball over the top, but it was too high for Dante Vanzia to reach. Central left-hand side now, Nicolas Flair. A bit of waterlog on the pitch, it looks like, in the Inter Miami defence. Maybe the pitch is just not exactly soaking up the water as best as it possibly can. Now it's Ruiz in the central left-hand side of the defence for Inter Miami. So happy to knock it around at this point. Now it's Nicolas Flair. It's with David Ruiz. Taylor with a neat turn, but it's one back in midfield by the Red Bulls. They can swing past here. This time it's Forsberg in the central region, just to be up beyond the centre circle. Forsberg looks towards that right-hand side. Carl Duncan, pretty stationary though, but decides to play it back to his defensive option, and Andres Reyes, who can shake off the challenge. And Inter Miami looking to press. It's Reyes now down that right-hand touchline. It's Carl Duncan looking to race upfield. Nice little ball towards that right-hand side, and there was Lewis Morgan, but he's upended. And Miami back into their defensive half in midfield, in the central region. And in fact, they just do clear it up the line into the defence of the Red Bulls. Go towards that right-hand side, although it's picked up by Taylor, following a misplaced pass from the Red Bulls up that right flank. Back in the defence for Inter Miami, Nicolas Flair. Looking to assess his options. Back towards Sergio Busquets. Upfield now, space opening up. Suarez looking to leave it for Messi, but he's just forced a turnover. And now the Red Bulls past halfway. Forsberg brought to ground, and Sergio Busquets imposing too much of his body there. In fact, the Red Bulls looking to take the free kick quickly, but Jose, according to the referee. Left-hand side, John Tolkien. About 5 yards out from the left edge of the penalty area. Back towards Forsberg in a more central area. This time it's Meyer looking to have a long strike on goal. And Calendar's there to make the save, but it's just sits nicely for him as he can retrieve and start play. It was Frankie Amaya looking to pop one all of 35 yards. Fairly routine save for the American shot stopper, Calendar. He now receives it back in his 6-yard box. And the box is there. Central left-hand side, although his pass is upended by Amaya. Now towards that right-hand side, and driving forward is Van Zier looking to strike at it. But in fact, he was sort of upended by David Ruiz, but he couldn't even get the shot off. Which was fantastic work from the Honduras international to just exert pressure. Looking to wind up the shot, but cut out effectively. Corner now for the Red Bulls. On that left-hand side is Tolkien to send one into the mix-up. Delivers in central, but it's well dealt with by Miami. Now it's Amaya, about 30 yards out from goal with a strike on goal. Drifting wide towards that right-hand side. And Tolkien's having a pretty good start to this game. He's a fully a New York Red Bulls player through and through, of course. Came through the academy, at the Red Bulls Academy, of course. Now a fully fledged US international as well, so JMI as they call him, MLS All-Star in 2023 as well when they faced off against Arsenal. Opting for the number 47 shirt still. Central left-hand side of the defence for Inter Miami. Back Ruiz in the centre circle, midway point of the defensive half for Miami. It's Avila, central right-hand side towards Sergio Busquets. It seems to be a back five in possession for Inter. Busquets dropping in as another centre-back. Of course, this is the Red Bulls' 6-match undefeated streak. It's actually the longest they've had since 2021. A couple of intriguing seasons, of course. The last few. Good Busquets. And the penalty, should I say, in the defensive half for Inter Miami. It's back with Aviles, and Red Bulls looking to press now. It's Busquets, central left-hand side. Frio forcing it back to his goalkeeper in Calendar, who clears it up high and long towards that right-hand side of the Inter Miami attack, but it's well dealt with by the Red Bulls in their defensive half now. Edelman with Nealis. Amaya, past halfway. He's back in the centre circle, just inside the Red Bulls defensive half. This time from Edelman. Central right-hand side, Amaya. Looks towards that right-hand touchline. Now it's Duncan. Back of a step. It's Reyes. Now it's Amaya. The switch towards that left flank. It's well touched by John Tolkien. Forsberg driving into midfield. Upfield now, the pass away from Dante Van Zier. Amaya picking up in midfield. Looking towards a D, and the neat little flick was intended there from Van Zier. Miami will look to counter. This time Robert Taylor just inside the defensive half for Inter. Centre circle now is Messi. And Miami will take their time in possession. Now Ruiz. Looks for a pass forward, but picked off by the Red Bulls. In the centre circle now, Forsberg down that central left-hand side. In the centre circle now is Amaya. Back with Forsberg. A looping ball over the top. Well dealt with by Chelo Vanguard. In fact, here's Van Zier to provide support. Should I say Lewis Morgan. It'll be a throw-in for the Red Bulls. About 5 yards or so out from the left-hand corner flag. See what they can develop in this attack. Tolkien. It's Forsberg. And he will find it in the area for himself, but touched slightly away from him. Back in the defensive half of Miami, and Messi under a lot of pressure. Last touch came off. The Miami player will be Tolkien with the throw-in on that left-hand side. to the left-hand side now. Amaya back into midfield. He's back with Amaya. About 40 yards out from goal. On the away side. Karamona to that right-hand side. And Duncan. Back with Karamona, who's in a more central position. Back central for Amaya, who's a bit deeper. Looking upfield for Forsberg. He wins out. And looking for the overlapping run of Tolkien on that left flank. Aviles will get a clear up the pitch. And I might see Luis Suarez on goal. But it's well dealt with by the Red Bulls initially. Suarez looking towards Messi. Can he receive the touch on that right-hand side? Driving into the area on his left foot. Messi with a strike, but it's deflected away by the Red Bulls. And Luis Suarez doesn't quite have the pace to get past Andrés Reyes, but it was a very, very nervy moment for the Red Bulls as they look to stride forward on that right flank this time through Carl Duncan. Looking away from his marker. Now it's with Forsberg just past halfway on that left-hand side. Looking upfield back towards Forsberg. Naturally looks for Frankie Amaya. Central left-hand side now is Lewis Morgan. Central left-hand side now is with Morgan once more. Looking towards a D. And it's cleared out into the centre circle now for Andrés Reyes, of course, formerly of Atlético Nacional. Looking toward that right edge of the penalty area. Once again, the Red Bulls looking to exert their authority over this fixture, and they've certainly done so in these opening few minutes. Now Gressel, very, very deep inside the Miami defensive half. Back in the centre circle now is Luis Suarez towards that central left-hand side. And now it's with Negri, and the space opening up for Robert Taylor on that left-hand side, approaching the left edge of the penalty area, short towards Luis Suarez. Back on that left-hand side for Negri. It's further deeper for David Ruiz, left-hand touchline Negri. Now it's with Sergio Busquets, laterally for Gressel. Centre circle now. Here's Thomas Aguilez. Just on the halfway line for Miami. There's Flair looking towards that left-hand side, and a poor touch from David Ruiz. He'll be out for a throw-in. Towards that left-hand side now for the Red Bulls. Towards a byline. Short towards Tolkien. Perimeter now for the Red Bulls. Now it's a circle for Suarez, looking to get the header away. And maybe play it back upfield. Back in the defensive half now for the Red Bulls, looking towards that left-hand side, Tolkien. Looking upfield. Of course, Inter Miami this season, one of the only losses in the MLS this season was a previous match. A hat-trick from Lewis Morgan. A wondrous for the Red Bulls at home, in which they completely dominated, despite only having 30% of the ball. In fact, Miami had 70%, being the highest this season in the MLS, and somehow they did lose that game, which was really intriguing. Of course, this game's taken a completely different complexion. As Callender looks upfield towards that left-hand side, all dealt with by Carl Duncan. And Negri. Just across the defensive area for Inter. Ruiz. Central right-hand side is Thomas Aviles, looking upfield for Gressel. It's back towards David Ruiz. Shifting it across to Chelo Vanguard. Back with Ruiz. Interchanging passes with Sergio Busquets. Aviles looking up the right-hand side. It's Chelo Vanguard, and it's the last touch came off a Red Bulls player. back in the defensive half for Inter Miami. They're really just looking to bide their time. In no rush whatsoever. Deeper is Messi now. Coming into the defensive half to retrieve and looking across that central left-hand side. Fleur approaching halfway. Now Miami playing it back to David Ruiz, who's deeper of a step. It's Fleur once more. And the Red Bulls doing really well to close the gaps offered by Inter Miami. And we look past halfway now. Gressel into shape is Busquets. Gressel past halfway. Looking for a through ball towards that left-hand side. It's a great ball to Robert Taylor, approaching the left edge of the penalty area. Taylor twisting, turning towards the byline. And can he get a pass away? He can. Incisive, it's towards now Luis Suarez on the edge of the area. Cross towards the back post, Gressel. There is Marcelo Weingart on the attempted volley. But it's high into the crowd. So it doesn't exactly fall for Inter, but that's their first distinct strike on goal. That's caused a bit of trouble. Certainly asking the question, knocking on the door per se. How can they fashion from these positions and how will they do that? That is a question to be asked. It's back on the right hand side for Marcelo Weingart. From the penalty area is Messi, across the D, it's back to Messi, it's Lionel Messi with a strike, that's deflected by the Red Bulls. It's going to be a goal kick. So we'll see what they can do. Van Zier, 6 assists this season so far, so he's definitely delivering. Outfield by the Red Bulls towards that right hand side. Might be kept in place, so there will be a throw in for Inter Miami at the midway point of the defensive half on that left hand side. Midway point of the defensive half is Nicolas Fleur. Aviles with Fleur in the box now is Calendar under some pressure but gets outfield. And it's headed back by Reyes. Left hand side is Negri past halfway. And they force it forward but it's held dealt with by Duncan. He'll play it back to his goalkeeper Cornell. Now just past the penalty area is Neelis. Left hand side now is Tolkien. Long ball up the top. To the defensive half of Miami. It's kick to kick almost with Calendar who retrieves. And with Nicolas Fleur looking towards that central left hand side now. Franco Negri. It's back with Nicolas Fleur. Anyway, point at the defensive half for Inter Miami. Happy to knock it around. It's Fleur now with the Aviles back to Fleur, the two Argentines. Exchanging passes. Calendar. Oh, that's a misplaced pass, and that will be out of play. It will be a throw for the Red Bulls in line with the right-hand side of the penalty area. How can they fashion from this position? Let's see what they can do. Will they go for a long throw-in, perhaps? This is the question to be asked. Long throw-in into the box. Reyes is there, it's flicked across, it's Fleur with the header. It's the line for the Red Bulls on that right edge of the penalty area. It's with Duncan now. And Duncan twisting, weaving. And force the track back and play it laterally eventually for Amaya, but his pass was intercepted. And the Red Bulls eventually get a touch to it. It will now be Inter Miami's throw-in. At the midway point of their defensive half. They've held 60% of the ball this evening. We'll slowly break down this Red Bulls defence. Gressel towards that right hand side. Marcelo Weingart. Miami exchanging passes. Messi looking laterally. With Busquets and Messi in the centre circle now. Riding the challenges and looking upfield, but that pass intercepted. And Negri finds the ball down the line, that left hand flank for Robert Taylor. Approaching the left edge of the penalty area. Central from Messi. Looking towards the D. Messi again looking to drive inside. Here's David Ruiz in the central position, back towards Sergio Busquets, flicking it into the box, but it's right back towards Busquets. Negri down that left-hand side. Back with Negri, looking to fashion a cross into the box. It's Suarez, leaving it short now for Gressel to strike. But it's out for a corner on that right-hand side. What can they deliver from this position now into Miami? This is the question they have to be asking. Let's see what they can deliver from this spot. Messi on his left foot. Delivers to the centre. They're still alive for Inter, but the player was sliding in there to try and get it towards goal. It's back in the centre circle for Inter. Chelo Weingart. He's the only player back for Inter. Past halfway on that left-hand side now. Driving in central is David Ruiz. Numbers up forward for Inter. Aviles is still there. It's Busquets now. Looking towards that central right-hand side is Messi. 30 yards out from goal. Return on his left. It's Messi with a curling effort. It's down low into the arms of Carlos Coronel. And it's looking upfield now, and it's a good first touch by the number 19 and Carmona. It's back in the defensive half of Forsberg. Last halfway now on the central left-hand side. To the circle. Here's Frankie Amaya. Was that right flank? Is Carl Duncan. Duncan delivers into the box. It's dealt with by Busquets. Now Negri. And his touch. Finding feet is Duncan. Right-hand touchline. Past halfway the Red Bulls. Good flick across towards that central left-hand side. Tolkien. In the central region. His first touch was slightly away from him. It's a strong challenge from John Tolkien. And it looks like he'll be getting a yellow card for good measure. Certainly exerted way too much force. Yellow card for Tolkien. And you can see Messi just taking it onto his left and getting the strike away. He's just beginning to cook a little bit. So Tolkien the yellow card. The touch was slightly away from him and he just exerted full force. So you can see the player worse for wear. Now Chelo Weingart looks to be all okay, which is good for him at the very least. We can now see what they can do. Midway point of the defensive half now for Sergio Busquets. Sergio left-hand side is back with Nicolas Frio, now further towards Franco Negri. Looking at that left-hand side and a long ball over the top, but to no one in particular. It's probably one of the poorer players this evening. Franco Negri hasn't had a lot of success. It's back into midfield now for the Red Bulls. Past halfway down that left-hand side is Tolkien. Back towards Forsberg, who plays back to his defensive partner, and Sean Nealis. Long ball over the top towards that left-hand side. Chelo Weingart heading it back towards Aviles. Wants to get it down that right-hand flank. Somehow he's under a lot of pressure. Chelo Weingart, in fact, is picked off by the Red Bulls, looking towards that left-hand corner flag. There's a nice piece of skill initially from Lewis Morgan. The last touch did come off the Scotsman. And it'll be a throw for Inter. Bring up that right-hand side, back with Chelo Weingart. Flick it over the top. Inter Miami, of course, been very successful when scoring first this season, winning 2 matches. 1-4 as well. Conceding first as a long strike on goal eventually arrives from Carl Duncan, which is way over the bar. Back with Miami in their defensive half, this time through Tomas Aviles. Sandro Schwartz, of course, the manager for the Red Bulls, has had a lot of success in his career thus far. Only 45 years of age, you could say pretty young for a manager. Managed all the way across Germany. Looking at the likes of Mainz. He's kept a very long ball over the top towards that right-hand side, but Chelo Vangan can't get it to ground. Can't remotely bring it down, so it will be a throw-in for the Red Bulls, just on halfway. See, Jimmy Butler's in attendance, the Miami Heat basketball player. Showing a bit of love, of course. Messi went to a Miami game in recent weeks. Now Tolkien driving into midfield. Centre circle now is towards that right-hand side. Reyes, central right-hand side now. Driving forward is Carl Duncan, midway point of the midfield for the Red Bulls, looking towards that left-hand flank. Now Forsberg driving into space. Nice little cut inside. It's Gressel now. The wind's out. Looking upfield for Inter. It's Suarez back to goal. Looking towards that right flank. It's Messi. Just past halfway. And he looks to find space in the centre circle. This time for Ruiz. Looking towards that left-hand side. It's Negri. The Red Bulls, Forsberg, breaking into space, in transition, looking up towards that right-hand side, bearing down a goal, Van Zier with a strike, hits the left post, and it's still alive for the Red Bulls, and they fashion it in, and an opening goal for the away side comes by the way of an effective counter-attack. And the late run of the box eventually did arrive, and following the shot hitting the post, was Dante Managerial who did deliver. Forsberg, that was great work. In fact, it was actually Carmona with the initial shot. Pierce the left post. But Van Zier, Fox in the box, arriving at the right place in the right time, and he's stunned at the home crowd. A great start for the Red Bulls, and they probably deserve it on the balance of play, you'd have to say. They've been pretty clinical in their counter-attacking ways, and Emil Forsberg was also heavily involved in that initial counter-attack. Really good work from the away side. Dante Van Zier, his second goal this season, 6 assists to go for the marksman, but he's been fantastic this season in the way that he's playmaker. It's time for him to act more in the goal-scoring side of things. Midway point of the defensive half is Sergio Busquets. Towards that right-hand side is Tomas Aviles looking upfield. I'm back by the Red Bulls though. And a sliding challenge. Of Tolkien. Back to goal is Lewis Morgan. Just across the centre circle is Amaya. Looking towards that right flank now is Carl Duncan. Midway point of the attacking half for the Red Bulls. Just back towards Amaya. Turning away from his marker. Looking upfield, and Ruiz exerting too much force, and the free kick now for the Red Bulls, you'd say about 40 yards out from goal on that right hand side. Looking to deliver something. The question really remains for Inter, how can they force their way through? I think their counter-attacking qualities have been really emphasised this season, but the Red Bulls have proven to be perhaps a bogey team this season. But we'll see what they can really fashion in these latter stages of this first half. And questions do have to be asked. Forsberg towards the back post. One's there to deliver. Going to be a goal kick for Inter. Frio. Across the D now with Sergio Busquets looking upfield as Gressel. It's back towards Busquets. It's Gressel once more. Now towards that right hand side, it's with Chelo Weingart. Central right hand side is Tomas Aviles. Busquets, central left hand side is Chelo Weingart. Frio. And a fantastic ball down the central region for Robert Taylor with a neat little flick, but it's too far for him to reach. I think there's been a call for a foul or offside. It looks like. And it's going to fall in the centre circle for Inter Miami where a foul was called. Back towards Busquets. Towards that central right left hand side. It's now up that right hand flank. It's time for the Red Bulls. The point of the defensive half is back with the Viles. Nicolas Frio. Central right hand side is Tomas Aviles. Now it's with Chelo Weingart. Central left hand side. Happy to knock it around in the defensive half. More than happy to. Towards Gressel. Oh, it's won out briefly by Red Bulls, but it's straight into the centre circle for Suarez, who can't get a touch to it. Now it's with the Red Bulls in midfield. It's Edelman. Maya naturally finds Edelman, looking to break space. Now it's with Neelis. Looking down to Tolkien, who's forced to play it back to his goalkeeper. And Coronel high up the park and into the defensive half for Inter. This time Tomas Aviles. Back to his goalkeeper and Drake Callender. Right into the penalty area as Tomas Aviles. Aviles now towards Chelo Weingart. Aviles now back to Drake Callender and goals. 35 minutes gone and this MLS contest on the Super Saturday. Of course, plenty of matches currently going on in the world of football, and including that within the MLS. Inter Miami in transition now with Messi driving forward. He's got Chelo Weingart to his right, and Messi's still going, but he's picked off by a New York Red Bulls player, and it's excellent work from them from a defensive position now down that left flank. Now racing forward is John Tolkien, playing it back towards Forsberg on that left-hand touchline. Now into midfield, this time is Reyes. It's Forsberg, track back. Now into midfield is Amaya. And he finds space on that right flank for Carl Duncan. Looking up towards that right-hand side now. This time Carmona on that right-hand touchline. Still driving into a central position. The pass picked off initially. And now Gressel. This time Ruiz breaking space and looking to drive forward himself. And he brings down a player himself. In fact, it was Carl Duncan who exerted too much force. We'll go around the grounds in the MLS, of course. There's currently 7 matches going on. Tonight, Atlanta United up against Minnesota. That is 0-0. Orlando City trail. And up forward. Oh, here is Ruiz. The wrong goal. Oh, goodness gracious. And a great last-ditch challenge. It was from John Tolkien. And they took the free kick quickly. It was a nice little interplay from Suarez. I did see David Ruiz bearing down on goal. And John Tolkien with a last-ditch defensive challenge. Dare I say deja vu for Ruiz, who also stopped a goal-scoring opportunity a few minutes ago, earlier on in the first half. And Tolkien has proven to be such an important influence upon this Red Bulls defence, really proving why he's one of the rising prospects in US football. And to get themselves a corner. Delay here on the corner. Actually, was a goal kick. Up towards that left-hand side for Miami, and brought to ground was Robert Taylor. He's ordered the free kick and a yellow card for Carl Duncan. And now we will anticipate and see what Miami can do now in the midway point of the attacking half. Now Suarez looking to flick it across. The Rebels now with Forsberg. He looks to get his first touch away, but it's well defended by Thomas Aviles. Past halfway down that right-hand side now is Chelo Weingart stepping into space once more. Picked up by the Rebels, looking to play the 1-2 touch down that left-hand side. Into Miami in their defensive half as Nicolas Freire. Central left-hand side now is Franco Negri, past halfway initially. Negri with the 1-2 touch, now driving down that left-hand side. A little push exerted by the number 19, Woodcomen Carmona. He goes into the book as well. So, yellow cards being handed out, and 3 of them towards, well, New York Red Bulls players. So quite interesting to see the way in which things have been refereed so far. Carmona goes into the book. Miami will have a free kick. 45 yards out from goal and on that left-hand side. Messi into the box it goes. Gressel with a glancing header. Doesn't fall away. Towards that right-hand side. Gressel with the near free header, but didn't exactly hit the header in the way in which he would have liked. Now it's Park for Miami. There initially from Busquets, Gressel. This time Busquets into the circle now is Robert Taylor looking down that right-hand side. And he pass deflected off Red Bulls player. Left-hand side now. And take the circle now. It was Miami briefly. The red point on the defensive half is Thomas Aviles. Central right-hand side, looking to play it upfield. Suarez towards that right flank. Now Gressel on that right-hand touchline. Looking incisively towards Messi. And nice little ball towards Suarez, who enters the area on that right-hand side, flicking it across goal. But it's into the feet of the Red Bulls player, Carl Duncan, and now out for a corner. What can they deliver from this position? Question to be asked. Shaped into the box towards the back post, but it's dealt with by Coronel. He's going to hold it for as long as he possibly can. And now it's indeed for the Red Bulls. Now it's with John Tolkien, who's in the midfield position, central left-hand side. Tolkien down that left flank, long ball over the top, but it's well dealt with by Chelo Weingart. Just past halfway for the Red Bulls now. Edelman looking to receive into touch. And to Tolkien, past halfway. Looking for options up the pitch. Gressel, Ruiz, looking to slide away, but it's now with the Red Bulls in midfield now. It's a long run from Carmona down that left flank. Now it's with Ranzier towards the byline, gets a shot away, cross away should I say, down that left flank, and last touch came off Aviles, so it will be a corner for the Red Bulls. Let's see what they can deliver now. Good delivery from Forsberg. It's towards the centre. It's well played by Calendar. Now towards Busquets on that right flank. It's Messi on that right-hand touchline. They're making the long run forward to Sergio Busquets. But it's intercepted by the Red Bulls. Into the centre circle now again. A header from Reyes. Now in midfield is Cello Weingart. Racing forward. He's got options to his left in the form of Negri. Approaching the penalty area on that left flank. Cello Weingart still looking to get the cross away into the centre. It's well dealt with by the Red Bulls defence. Out for a corner on that left-hand side. What can they deliver? This will be a very pressing matter. Now Taylor with delivery on that left flank. Delivered towards the centre. There is Aviles, and he hits the upright. Thomas Aviles hits the upright and goes out of play. Well, that was a very integral moment in this fixture for Inter Miami, nearly managing to get themselves a go-ahead goal. Up the field now, it's with Cello Weingart looking up the right-hand flank. It's now back with Edelman. He's now driving into the centre circle as Forsberg, looking towards that right-hand side. This time is Duncan, back to Forsberg. Upfield for the Red Bulls, it's Nicolas Frio. Now Robert Taylor, on that halfway line is Suarez, just inside his defensive half. Back towards Taylor, good first touch down that left-hand side. He's been lashed down by an effective challenge. And will be into Miami's throw-in just past halfway on that left-hand side, but they go back into the centre circle. It's Messi coming in deep to receive. And he's been put off the ground as well by number 13 and Dante Vanzia. Messi, exquisite. His ball movement is just superb. 2 minutes of added time. Red Bulls now in their defensive half. It's Maya looking to weave his way forward. It's Busquets looking to exert some pressure. And just on the perimeter, they look towards that left-hand side now. Tolkien looking to bomb up that left flank. Finding into touch. Lewis Morgan. It's back towards Tolkien. On that left-hand side. Centrally towards Forsberg. Leaving away from his marker. Putting it central now is Amaya. Back towards Forsberg, who's back of a step. Towards that left-hand side is Morgan. Left edge of the penalty area. It's Forsberg once more. Looking upfield, but it's well dealt with by Inter Miami and Edelman now. Bit of a point of the Red Bulls attacking half. Look towards that right flank now. Carl Duncan laterally finds Amaya in a more central position. Back to Edelman. Central left-hand side now. It is with the option, the overlapping run of Tolkien. Flicked into the box, but into the body of Busquets. And Forsberg. This time with Edelman. Back to Forsberg. In the more central area is Amaya. And it's with Nealis just on halfway. And he's tracking back the Red Bulls defender. Plays it towards his goalkeeper, Coronel. Looking towards that right-hand side. It's kept in play by Reyes. Nice touch coming off an Inter Miami player.
sort it up within Whitefield the first weekend. With Carlos Tevez as well, he said Cristiano Ronaldo is the type of player working hard, but Messi is different. Messi is like, Chinese, is like people, is type of guy, natural, And the training is always easy. It's always guys who is very good with the ball. He will never do crazy things. He will never work hard. You know what I mean? It's always especially in the game, football game.
Who for you is the hardest player you've come up against, or the best player you've played against?
I think Messi again.
Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo?
Well, I think for the last 5 years, Messi's been the best player in the world. And I think this year, Ronaldo's really taking his game to another level, to a point where you can consider him the best in the world at the moment. But you always know Messi is lurking in the corner, and you know he can explode at any given time.
¿Cuál es la siguiente pasión para
Te digo, cuando mucho tiempo fa, Barcelona venía a Los Angeles. Ronaldinho fue un amigo mío. Estaba allí hablando con Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho me dice, Kobe, mira, te voy a presentar el juego que va a ser el mejor juego de todos los tiempos. Tú eres el mejor jugador. Él me dice, no, esto aquí va a ser el mejor. Fui Lionel Messi, tenía solamente 17 años.
Chiquito. Y la carrera que ha tenido ahora corresponde con el liderazgo y lo que te dijo Ronaldinho también, además.
I would say Barca without Messi. I would say Liverpool favorite. I never say Messi is the special one in here, because everything he does all the time. When Messi has the ball, 1-1-1, you are dead.
Lionel Messi, you played with him. Does he still impress you, what he does week in, week out?
I think Messi is one of a kind. What he's doing, I don't know if we will see another player do the things that he does, because he has this way of playing, the style, and to become that player, I don't think it's possible. That's why I say it's one of a kind. I had the luck that I saw him every day, and I saw what he was doing every day. So, I mean, I said it before, it's like playing PlayStation. You give the ball to the guy and you start to go through every player. And that's who Messi is. And I think we should be appreciating, especially Argentina should appreciate that they have a player like that, and they should enjoy him while he's playing, because it's a beautiful game.
Which of the matches you played in do you still think about the most?
That one you just showed there with Messi, Rome and Wembley, and probably the FA Cup final against Arsenal. We lost, we battered them, and the FA Cup final against Chelsea, and the semi-final against Everton. Well, that's what happened most of the game that I'm chasing him. Look, this is possibly one of the most embarrassing nights of my life, and the one at Wembley. This is in Rome, where we got beat in the Champions League final. But the thing about him is that he doesn't even come near you. So me and Vidic stood on the halfway line once at Wembley and looked at each other and just went. And we were losing, and we were standing there thinking, I've not even touched anyone. I've not even got anywhere. If you're a defender in a game, you want to get near people, or at least get the ball. We didn't have the ball, and I didn't get to put my hands on no one to rough up or anything like that. And the problem is when you did get close to him, he was that small and quick. He was going underneath. So I was trying. Normally you go out and you hit someone in the chest, and he was just going underneath it. And I was thinking, this guy, he's a magician. He's the best player I played against. He was just devastating, and I feel we all kind of felt if we played against that Barcelona team without Messi, we probably would have won.
Time stands still for him. He's not on the same wavelength as everybody else. Even us watching it, as soon as that ball was set back, great ball by Iniesta, you know exactly what's going to happen with that. Very clinical.
It's almost as though he stands above the field and watches it down, like we are from up here. Yeah, he's playing at the same time. It's remarkable.
I just feel that in his own eyes and his own vision, the game just slows down for him. Yeah. He plays in slow-mo because it comes to him so easy and so naturally, and everyone's fast, erratic when he comes into the box. But Messi just goes, right, the ball's come here, the goalkeeper's going to go that way, so I'll go that way. Puts it in and makes Courtois look silly, really, with a great finish.
It is great to watch from on high, to see how he does it, because he's remarkable, isn't he?
He is remarkable. Just his first touch, his movement, how clever, the space he finds in the little small clever pockets. He's a one-off. for me, and it was just great to be in the same stadium as him. Never mind compete against him like I have to.
You'd love to play with him, wouldn't you, all of you? I mean,
just give him the ball.
You imagine?
Give him the ball and get on with it.
All that times you're playing in that Barcelona team, you've been a bit embarrassed by technique. Well, I would have been with my technique.
I just want to be in a training ground.
Yeah.
I bet you there's stuff he does in a training ground that don't even get onto the pitch here that people go, wow. I mean, you speak to some of his teammates, current and ex-teammates, and they say, some of the stuff he done there, you can't even talk about it. It's that good.
I know. I go on about him a bit sometimes. I get a bit carried away, but honestly, he's something remarkably special.
A sports poll conducted in the US has revealed that Lionel Messi is now the most popular athlete in the United States. Messi becomes the first footballer to claim this title. Earlier on,
well, that's what happened most of the game that I'm chasing him. Look, this is possibly one of the most embarrassing nights of my life, and the one at Wembley. This is in Rome, where we got beat in the Champions League final. But the thing about him is that he doesn't even come near you. So me and Vidic stood on the halfway line once at Wembley and looked at each other and just went. And we were losing, and we were standing there thinking, I've not even touched anyone, not even got anywhere. If you're a defender in a game, you want to get near people, or at least get the ball. We didn't have the ball, and I didn't get to put my hands on no one to rough up or anything like that. And the problem is when you did get close to him, he was that small and quick, he was going underneath. So I was trying, normally you go out and you hit someone in the chest, and he was just going underneath it, and I was thinking, this guy, he's a magician. He's the best player I played against. He was just devastating, and I feel we all kind of felt if we played against that Barcelona team without Messi, we probably would have won.
Don't want to talk.
But let's start in Major League Soccer with the one and only Lionel Messi. Inter Miami visiting the New England Revolution on Saturday in front of 6,000.
Stadium in Miami. He will come on now. His replacement, I believe, we'll just make sure to get a gauge as to who that might be. But here we go, into Miami. Lots to prove. Target on their back. Can they deliver in the second half? Kickoff underway. Ball out towards that right-hand side. Looping header initially from the Red Bulls towards that right flank now. This time is Vanazir. Twisting, weaving toward that left-hand side, and David Ruiz was the one that made way. Now towards Amaya, and towards that left-hand side, approaching the area on that left flank. It's Amaya, back in a more deeper position. Amaya looking upfield towards that left-hand side, left edge of the penalty area. Is Amaya once more. Looking across the D now towards that right flank. This time is Carl Duncan looking to shape a shot away. Still alive in the area. But the strike the strike doesn't come away eventually. Will come in Calmona with the effort on goal towards that left-hand side and now out for a corner. Corner for the Red Bulls. Corner delivered into the centre. It's claimed by Drake Callender. Towards Franco Negri, the pass upended was by the Red Bulls initially. Put ball down towards that right-hand side. It's Carl Duncan. Hands with Reyes. One ball up the top. Driving into the attacking half of the Red Bulls. Deep in space. Now in the box is Drake Callender. Nicolas Fleer just inside the box for Inter. Rojas. This time is Sergio Busquets. Long ball over the top. And there is Messi in transition for Inter. Approaching the right edge of the penalty area. Forced to turn away from his marker. Messi. Now Rojas. Looking across the D. It's Matias Rojas! Welcome to Inter Miami, Matias Rojas! Absolutely lets it fly with one of his first touches as an Inter Miami player. Unbelievable! What a way to get yourself back in this contest. Unbelievable. My oh my, what a hit. Matias Rojas. Take a bow. Messi also delivering in spades by virtue of an assist provided to Matias Rojas. Picking it up and driving it into the right corner from about 30 yards out. That is outstanding. Matias Rojas, welcome to Inter Miami. One of his first touches in this second half. That is beautiful. Well, certainly made an instant impact, didn't he? In the MLS, of course, only with 15 minutes or so. Last time out against New England, as a touch goes by the wayside for Lewis Morgan with the ball. Right into the attacking half of the Red Bulls. And the volley towards that left-hand side. It will be collected by Chelo Van Gant. Midway point of the defensive half now is back with Sergio Busquets. Nicolas Fleer. Rojas. Back in the step is Busquets. Central right-hand side. It's back with Tomas Aviles. One ball over the top. It's Suarez. And one back by the Red Bulls. Midway point of the... Oh, it's picked up by Miami. It's Suarez. Messi! Into Miami! 2 goals in just 3 minutes, and they've completely turned this game on its head. The Suarez and Messi connection combining once more. And the poor defensive mishap from the Red Bulls has seen Inter completely bamboozle the away side. There's a great ball over the top from Aviles. Suarez with the initial touch. It was looked to be well contended by the Red Bulls. But the pressing instincts from Rojas found Messi, who was able to get the go-ahead goal for Inter Miami. Unbelievable. You really just can't make it up. You really just can't write it. Messi, who else but the Argentine, so special. And this game is completely turned the other way around. You really just can't, you don't have the words, you don't have any euphemisms to describe what is happening at the moment. As now it's won back by the Red Bulls, just past halfway. And find space in the middle this time. And they won back by Miami again. Could they be on for a third perhaps? They've lost all composure whatsoever, and now they win it back. It's Messi looking to weave his way past on that right-hand side. It's Busquets, ball down that right-hand touchline. It's back towards Sergio Busquets, just past halfway. Is Gressel in a more central position? Now Flair in the centre circle. Towards that left-hand side, Franco Negri. Now it's with Nicolas Flair. Now Tomas Aviles, middle point of the defensive half towards that right-hand side. Chelo Weingart and the Red Bulls, man. This is, you've got to say, if you are head coach and Sandor Schwartz, you have to institute changes to make sure there's more composure within the midfield, especially because you can't afford to give away possession so cheaply. All up that left-hand side now towards Lewis Morgan, and a great challenge from Tomas Aviles down that right-hand touchline. And Inter Miami will win it back in midfield. Towards that right-hand touchline, it's back with Chelo Weingart to the midway point of the Miami defence. Nicolas Flair. And it's Sergio Busquets. It's picked up by Forsberg. The midfield for the Red Bulls. Long ball over the top. It's Carmona looking to bear down on goal. Midway point of the defensive half now, it's with Nicolas Flair, and it's come back by the Red Bulls in possession, but it's a poor giveaway from Van Zier. The free kick eventually does arrive towards the away side. And so another set piece to arrive for the Red Bulls. Can they manage to force their way into this tie? And is the question. This would be an integral point of concern. The Red Bulls about 30 yards out from goal in central position, lofted in Tolkien. Still on the edge of the area for the Red Bulls. It's back with Tolkien. Messi will look to get to it. Amaya was there first. Back at the midway point of the attack for the Red Bulls. Long ball out towards that right flank, slightly inside the area. But Negri got to it first. Receiving it on the byline and managing to play it up the line. It's going to fall back and pull the ball. It bounced very kindly for the Red Bulls. It's a winner back in the area. Looking to drive centrally now is Carmona. It's Carmona who's going to curl one. And he just slipped on the deck as it just drifts away from goal. So, well, we are just about 55 minutes into this contest, and the game has been turned on its head completely. Suarez towards Messi, and one of the easiest finishes he'll have. Just had to slot it past. Carlos Coronel. So the Suarez-Messi connection emphasised once again. That's what we expected this season, and Luis Suarez did make into paper. Messi is, should you say, the most integral piece of this team for sure, but also some of their parts as Forsberg wins it back, looking towards the midway point of the penalty area. It's one back on that byline. It's Chelo Vanguard exerting force. That's Tolkien, left edge of the penalty area. This time Edelman shaping a cross into the box, but it's headed back by Inter. Now it's towards the D. This time Amaya exchanging passes are the Red Bulls, but it's cleared out by Negri. Out of play, just about. On that left-hand side now, it's one back by the Red Bulls. Past halfway now, this time Edelman. In the centre circle is Amaya. Turn to the central left-hand side, and Neelis. Neelis is going to play it back to his goalkeeper. He's being slightly pressured by Luis Suarez, but it's a little 1-2 touch. Oh, it's one back by Miami again, and Matias Rojas got the touch away. It's now claimed by Coronel. Heavy first touch, should you say, from Rojas. And Messi, of course, forcing the turnover initially. It actually was Messi who got the touch. And a foul exerted by Matias Rojas, and he's been handed a yellow card. And Forsberg, Rojas with a crunching tackle. Midway point of the attacking half for the Red Bulls down that left flank. Good Forsberg on that left-hand touchline. On the back of the step. Looking for the switch out towards that central right-hand side. It's with Duncan. Duncan looking into the centre circle of Maya. On that left-hand side is back with Forsberg. Deflected by Weingart. For Red Bulls on that left-hand side. So Maya, midway point of the attacking half. Looking towards that right-hand side, it's Duncan. It's got space opening up in the middle, perhaps. Duncan with the cross, but it's into the feet of Robert Taylor Rojas. Back towards Taylor. Now it's Franco Negri looking to drive into space, but he's hacked down by Duncan, and a free kick for Miami just inside their penalty area on that left-hand side. And we'll see as what Inter Miami's response can be. Schwartz is also asking the question what's taking him so long to get it clear, but it's one back by the Red Bulls immediately, this time through Amaya. Midway point of the attacking half, they're looking to shift it towards that left-hand side. It's Edelman, in more central position. Laterally finds Amaya. Moves towards Duncan. Amaya. Laterally finds Amaya once more to that right-hand touchline is Carl Duncan. Stepping into space. Maya once more. Towards that left-hand side now, it's Forsberg. Looking to drive into space on his right foot. It's Emil Forsberg! With a firm strike on goal. It's a little too easy for Drake Callender. Drifting on to his right. We'll see what else can do now. It's Rojas now into space, approaching the centre circle now is Messi. The initial first touch and breaking the lines with a sumptuous pass to that left-hand flank. Negri across the face of goal. Might it fall for Inter Miami's Gressel? Just wide of the goal. The late runner did arrive, but it wasn't quite there. into Miami. Great ball from Messi. A line-splitting pass towards Negri. The runners are right. And Robert Taylor left it for Gressel. There we go. So, no changes instituted by either side in the second half, aside from the halftime break in which Rojas did make his way onto the park, and now Carmona down that right-hand touchline for the Red Bulls. There's a touch from Forsberg, and he's got space to open up on that left-hand flank. It's with Morgan. Oh, goodness gracious, the overlapping run did arrive from Tolkien, but it wasn't quite there for the Red Bulls. This time with Busquets. Now into space is Rojas. And past halfway, Messi, central left-hand side. Will turn back and find Rojas once more. Looking for the 1-2 with Messi. Following an intercepted pass. Looking to slide it forward to Rojas. This is fantastic. Rojas with the chip. Leo Messi and Matias Rojas. The 1-2 punch. And Inter Miami have got their third in this second half. And the cheeky chip from Rojas. Messi with the incisive ball. This might be one of the most crazy turnarounds you've seen. And Rojas off the bench has a brace. You can't quite put words to it. It's magical. Defies description. They combined twice in that single phase of play. And Rojas with the chip. He's a very nice addition to this Inter Miami side. And Inter Miami have their third. I'm asking the question, can they certainly curl their way back into this contest? Well, they certainly have. They've all just about put this game to bed. Matias Rojas with his first two Inter Miami goals. And what a way to do it. Now to Forsberg driving into space. He's got options to his right, but pass picked off eventually by Nicolas Fleur. And Miami are hungry for more. It looks like as they looked at race in transition, but it's won back by the Red Bulls in their attacking half towards the option now in Duncan. Looking to drive across the D. Just creating space on that perimeter area for the Red Bulls. It's Amaya. Approaching the left edge of the area. This time it is Tolkien. It's Forsberg on the perimeter of the area inside. Now is on that right hand side is Duncan. Has to get a strike away. He does eventually. And it's a lash clear by Nicolas Fleur, but the last touch came off Carl Duncan. And so it will be out. Off, I think, the New York Red Bulls. Carl Duncan, a very, very well-established player in this side this season, at least. Only the one cap for him for the US, but made his name at Valenciennes and in France, of course. This actually is his second stint at the Red Bulls, following a brief stint at Ostend in the Belgian Pro League. Defensive half now for Inter Miami. It's with Weingart back in the defensive penalty area with Drake Callender. And Nicolas Fleur. Looking up central now is with Taylor. A long ball towards that right hand side and a brilliant touch it is by Leo Messi. Looking to play it forward. Now it's with Robert Taylor. And a cheeky ball over the top towards that right hand side was intended. And the Red Bulls clear it out towards that left hand side. Still in their defensive half, however. Miami are pressing. Left hand touchline is Tolkien. He now finds Forsberg in the middle. Across the centre circle they go towards Duncan. Now past halfway on that right hand side is Duncan racing forward. And it's cleared across the D for Inter. And they have possession back with Robert Taylor. Towards that central right hand side is Julian Gressel. Bypass the space. Looking into the centre circle where briefly was Luis Suarez, but it's given away cheaply. Now Forsberg driving forward. into the central area, but it's now picked up by the Red Bulls with the attempted strike on goal with the curling ball towards that right-hand side. And we'll see a double change from Inter. They're not satisfied, they want more. They might be out for blood. Yannick Bright and Benjamin Kramashi are going to make their introductions. Making way looks to be Robert Taylor and Julian Gressel. So they're opting for a bit of youth. Benjamin Kramashi has been a highly talented prospect. Had a lot of first-team football last season, has had a bit of injury troubles, but he will look to exert his influence on this side and to really close out the game later on. As for Yannick Bright, also a very talented player in his own right. Italian international, played his college ball at New Hampshire. Now in the defensive penalty area it is for Drake Callender. Swami looked to provide space in the middle. Suarez looking to latch onto that loose ball. Back in the defensive half for the Red Bulls now. This time it is with their young midfielder, Daniel Edelman, at the midway point of their attacking half, looking towards that right-hand side, Duncan. Stutter step, and there's a 10-yard pass to Amaya. It's back with Duncan, tracking back deeper. And he'll look to find the incisive pass, but it's picked up by Bright. He looks to find space in the middle for an intended option, but no one's there to retrieve. And it's now with Kramashi, Busquets, centre circle is Messi, just on halfway, looking towards our central left-hand side, but it's picked off by the Red Bulls now. And the deft toucher was Van Zier. Central area is Forsberg. Midway point of the attacking half for the Red Bulls. It's Amaya. Back of the step now is Sean Nealis, who's coming up to retrieve. It's Forsberg approaching the perimeter of the penalty area. And Drake Callender played back to him, and he just lashes it clear. The backwards header from Reyes. And Suarez might get the first header to it. He does initially, and now Kramashi, and might leave a deft touch towards Messi, approaching the right edge of the penalty area. It's Leo Messi in the area now. Looking towards that left-hand side. The acrobatics from Suarez! Ho-ho! Party time in Miami! And Messi with another assist to go on top of a goal. Unreal from Luis Suarez. Take a bow. The Uruguayan in his late 30s can still produce magic at any time, whenever asked. That is unbelievable. Messi on the right edge of the area, looked to flick one into the box. And just how about the purchase from Suarez? We'll just see as to how it was delivered. Suarez making a run. He was initially in an offside position. And then with just it was a makeshift scissor kick, but not quite. He was in the air, and it hit his right foot and found the bottom left corner. That is what he does. That is what he does. The Uruguayan is just simply unreal. Luis Suarez, unbelievable. And Miami have their fourth. So 2 goals to Rojas, 1 goal to Messi, 1 goal to Suarez. This game all about just done, you'd say. Depends on which side of the coin you do fall on. A long ball over the top now to Suarez on that right-hand side. Receiving a touch, he can beat past his man in the form of John Tolkien, but has been given a reprimand, exerting too much force. Now on 70 minutes. Back towards that right-hand side now, this time. It's Carl Duncan, midway point of the attacking half for the Red Bulls. Looking to try with central, it's back with Busquets and Messi in the centre circle. Just inside the defensive half for Inter Miami. This time Yannick Bright, short towards Busquets. The triangle completed with Kremashi. Midway point of the defensive half. Central left-hand side is Nicolas Freire. Now Vilas back to Nicolas Freire. He actually did have a change that was not exactly reported on. Amaya made his way for Elias Manuel. More of an attacking option, you'd say, for the Red Bulls. If they can even get their way back in, as Messi in the centre circle is going to drive forward. Messi with space, leaving defenders, dropping defenders. Messi still entering the area. Messi still going. And it's picked off by the Red Bulls eventually, this time through Nealis. The central defender going to go on a run of his own up towards that central left-hand side now. Now it's Manuel. 1-2 touch with Morgan. He's brought to ground. No free kick awarded, however. It's with Busquets, just inside the defensive half. Towards that right-hand touchline is Kremashi. Towards Busquets, who's inside the defensive half. Now Chilla Weingart down that right-hand touchline. Back of a step, playing it back towards Busquets. Messi. Oh, brilliant ball over the top. Suarez is bearing down on goal. But it is arrived at first by Carlos Coronel. Midway point of the defensive half, it's back with Carl Duncan. Just on halfway into Miami. Now it's with the Red Bulls just on halfway towards that left-hand side. Switch finds Duncan. Midway point of the attacking half, it's Duncan. It's with Forsberg. Duncan once more on that right-hand side. Ball towards that right flank is intercepted by Franco Negri. Gets it up the line, back with Duncan, however, on that right hand side. One back by the Red Bulls. Edelman. Touched by Tolkien. Central left hand side, the fullback driving into midfield. Now Edelman. Forward. It was 1-0 initially. Now it's with Carmona on that right hand touchline. Duncan, last touch coming off Negri. So it will be a Red Bulls throw in. 15 yards out from the right hand corner flag. Messi with 10 assists this season. By far the most amount in the MLS. Second highest, you'd say, was Alango, Lord, Espinoza, Van Zier will follow him. Now at the midway point of the defensive half. This time it's with Franco Negri. We're going to get into touch on that left-hand side. But it's run back by Inter Miami. The midway point of the defensive half. And Negri. On the perimeter of the penalty area is Freire. I think Busquets. Rojas tracking deep. It's Bright. Busquets. It's Rojas in the centre circle now with Messi. Driving in a central area. He's picked the pass picked off. Bright looking to pass away towards that central right hand side, and Miami do win back possession. So with Messi past halfway. Cuts away neatly and will drive into space. Lionel Messi still going. A pass towards Suarez. Across the D, Messi. Back to Suarez. It's Luis Suarez! Into Miami. A 5-star performance in this second half. Within 30 minutes, then put 5 past the New York Red Bulls. And that's some way to respond. Messi to Suarez. And he gets yet another assist this evening. That's 3 now. 3 assists for Leo Messi. A goal too. He may be at the ripe old age of 36. But him and also Luis Suarez are still doing it at the very top level. And this execution was just perfect. The 1-2 pass to Suarez, who slotted it home. It was all too easy for him. This is just a magical piece of play. And Messi, just again, coming up big. 3 assists for him. Up to 11 on the season. And Inter Miami have firmly arrested control over this tie. Well, the question is now, what is there left to play for the Red Bulls? Also goal difference at this point. They did, of course, win 4-0 at their ground earlier on in the campaign. Miami have said, here's a 4-goal differential for you yourselves. So, there we go. Central left-hand side now for the Red Bulls. They've got about 15 minutes left in regulation time. And it's with Forsberg with the strike on goal! Way outside the box towards that left-hand side, just drifting wide. And this was a game that was really there for the taking for the Red Bulls. They were able to take their chances. The game could have a very different complexion now to it. The ball was played upfield towards the substitute, and Manuel, defensive half now for Inter Miami. Busquets. Young right, midway point of the defensive half. Nicolas Freel, the central left-hand side, upfield towards Luis Suarez. Rojas. Midway point of the defensive half is Nicolas Freel. To Thomas Aviles. Now Franco Negri. Rojas, the touch on halfway. One back by the Red Bulls. Almona. Pass intercepted by Kremashi. Now Busquets. Centre circle is Messi, just past halfway. Now it's Kremashi. Back to Messi. Miami fairly stationary in the way in which they're attacking at the moment. It's with Messi in the centre circle. Shifting it towards that left-hand side, but doesn't find the intended target at Rojas. And then it will be a run forward from the Red Bulls. They look to bring it from left to right. Back by Miami though, in the defensive half. And Calendar will get it clear long and high up the park. Suarez back to goal initially. One back by the Red Bulls though, Tolkien. Stepping back of a step was Lewis Morgan on that left-hand touchline. Looking to create space going forward. It was picked off by Miami once more. And then Suarez down that right-hand touchline. Will win out the throw-in. Throwing it short towards Messi laterally. Midway point of the attacking half for Miami. This time it's back with Suarez towards Messi. Shifting it across to Sergio Busquets. All the Barcelona teammates driving inside. Of course, no Jordi Alba tonight as well. So they're not really arriving at their full complement either, as they look to play back into their defensive half. Central right-hand side. Come back by the Red Bulls on halfway. Long ball towards that left-hand side. There is Morgan. And they've got space in the middle, but it's picked off by Inter once more. It's towards that left-hand side this time. It's Forsberg. Edelman. About 30 yards out from goal in the central region is Carmona. Back with Forsberg, left edge to the penalty area. It's with Emil Forsberg. And towards the back post, but it's back by Inter. And now it's with Luis Suarez in the centre circle. And Messi has got space in transition to exploit, but is not in any rush to drive it forward. It's with Messi. Looking to approach the right edge of the area. It's Suarez. He beats past the goalkeeper, and Luis Suarez has his hat trick. Messi, 4 assists with a beaming smile. He is at home here at the Chase Stadium, and Luis Suarez beat past the goalkeeper and is able to slot it past Carlos Coronel. 6 goals to the good. You can really run out of descriptors to describe the abundance of attacking quality they do have. Messi was in no rush to drive it forward, but decided to step, drive it past Nealis into the feet of Suarez. It beat past the goalkeeper, and that's a striker's finish. All too easy for him. Just had to shoot at an empty net. And Suarez with a hat-trick. Just incredible. Just incredible. His goal-scoring form on the MLS now is at a fever pitch. It's his 10th goal in 11 appearances this campaign. Manuel, central left-hand side now, looking to drive into space. This time is Morgan. Headed back by Miami, and I think they want more. I think they want 7. Jeez, this is just unbelievable. It is unbelievable to see how Miami have completely destroyed the Red Bulls in the second half. It's an absolute annihilation of gargantuan proportions. We will see another change from Inter in just a few moments. Looks like Leonardo Campagna is going to make his way onto the park, and Noah Allen. Who for, we don't know, but still into play for Miami in the defensive half as Nicolas Frio. Now with Aviles, central right-hand side. Back with Busquets. Drives into position. Yannick Bright. Back to goal, back with Weingart. Rojas. Midback point of the defensive half is with Busquets. It's upfield now for Rojas. Manuel looking to slide in and get to touch to it. He does eventually, but exerted too much force. Did Manuel. And we will see another change for the Red Bulls. It looks like have a few changes, in fact. Luis Suarez has made his final walk off the park to wondrous applause from the Miami home fans. Leonardo Campagna is going to make his introduction. Franco Negri as well, coming off from Noah Allen. Thrown for Miami just past halfway. Allen getting a touch to it. And we also did see the introduction of Ronald Doncourt for the Red Bulls. Defensive half for the Red Bulls now towards that left-hand side. Well, Doncourt, of course, the 19-year-old Ghanaian international, of course, only breaking into the first team this season. Manuel now back with Doncourt, midway point of the attacking half of the Red Bulls as Doncourt looking up forward towards Manuel. Can he break the space? But Callender's there to claim and come out of his box to claim once more. Soldiers on Willie. And Carmona, of course, the player coming off, Doncourt making his way onto the park. The change now being confirmed. Midway point of the defensive half. It's Frio. That's towards Marsaviles. Busquets. Right. Messi, Campagna. Looking to combine. Doncor. In the centre circle, Manuel. Now Forsberg in transition now. The Red Bulls. A little touch away. And looks to weave it towards that right-hand side. The overlapping ball arrives into the centre. It goes! Not quite there, however. Now Forsberg once more. It's gone to ground. But player's been stopped. And for a free kick or an offside call. I'm not sure what this has to be at the moment. And we'll take their time. No distinct rush whatsoever. See Forsberg with the delivery, looking called for a free kick. There's a bit of a scuffle between the two sets of fans as well. I should say players, should I say. It will be a free kick for the Red Bulls, about 20 yards out from goal, towards the central right-hand side of the pitch. You probably would have gone direct in this position as well, you have to say. Bit of discussion going on with two sides. Arriving, Forsberg and Morgan standing over this one. Forsberg and Morgan. Looks like they might deliver it towards the back post. Easily go direct here. It'll be consolation at this point, but it would certainly mean a lot. It's Forsberg. And it's high over the bar. Towards that right-hand side. 88 minutes gone in this contest. The game well and truly has its closure. Messi with 3 assists, 4 assists, 5 assists perhaps, maybe. But no, 4 will go down as 5 tonight. There are a few players that can really do what he can on this scale, at least. Noah Allen, he's been involved in every single goal, has Messi. Just has the poise and the striking acumen to do what he can. One back in the defensive half of the Red Bulls. In the centre circle now is Hillman. Shapes off the challenge and towards that right hand side is Carl Duncan. Doncor. The left-hand side now is Tolkien. Manuela. That left-hand side once more. Tolkien. Going to break the space towards that left edge of the area. Still driving this Tolkien. Goes to ground. No call for a penalty. And none is awarded either. And towards that right-hand side is Campagna. Back of a step. Now Busquets in the central area. And this time it is Nicolas Frio. Into the box, they play it back to Drake Callender. On the right hand side is Sergio Busquets. Approaching 90 minutes now. How many minutes of added time will we have? You have to say it wouldn't be many, I mean, considering it's a foregone conclusion. goalkeeper now, and Drake Callender. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Now it's Matias Rojas in the midway point of the defensive half for Inter Miami. Ramashi looking to break forward. Now it's back in the defensive half for the Red Bulls. Andres Reyes. Now it's with Doncor. Central right hand side is back with Andres Reyes. Switch executed towards that left hand side. Tolkien now. Central left hand side upfield. And Noel. Left hand touchline. Back inside for Tolkien. The pass misplaced. And Noah Allen. They make the pass towards Busquets, who looks to execute a piece of skill. It's with Forsberg. On the perimeter, the strike arrives eventually. Deflected away by Miami. Towards that right hand side. They will go now through Vanguard. Now Kremashi. Miami do want more. Messi driving into space. Leads away past the first player. He's brought to ground and is awarded the free kick just inside his defensive half. Well, the next few games, the Red Bulls, they do face off against New England next week. Then against DC United the week after that. As for Inter, trip to Canada. See if Montreal awaits. And Florida derby up against Orlando City in just a few weeks. Midweek. The Wednesday night. Chip ball forwards. It's towards Messi. Could he get a second? No, he can't. Chip ball forward by Busquets. A great delivery it was, and Messi wanted to have 7 goal contributions. I mean, 5 assists. That is tremendous. The most amount of assists Messi's had in a competitive fixture was in the Champions League in 2012. He had 5 assists there as well. But yeah, truly amazing. He had 5 assists against in a 7-1 win with Bayer Leverkusen. But 5 goals, should I say, in a win against Bayer Leverkusen. This will actually mark the most amount of assists he's had in a competitive fixture. Now Messi. Back with Doncor. Looking upfield. Back in the defensive half of Miami with Bright. Now Rojas. Now Campagna in the attacking half for Inter. And it's a good hustle from the youngster in Doncor to win it back. Eventually in the centre circle is Busquets, Kremashi. Now Campagna back towards Kremashi once more. Changing passes towards Messi. Messi now towards Rojas. We've got Allen to his left. He'll take his time. Back into his defensive half this time with Andres Fleur. Now it's with Sergio Busquets. Central left-hand side is Bright. Left-hand touchline, Noah Allen. Messi has delivered 3 assists in the league game several times in his career, but I'm not sure 5 would be something that he would have expected. As Campagna is now bearing down on goal, but a good shift away from Andres Reyes. Look upfield now again. Into the centre circle is the option of Daniel Edelman. They go towards that left-hand side in the attacking half of the Red Bulls. It's Forsberg. Back in the step was Edelman. Forsberg rides a challenge, looking to beat past several Inter players. I might say they actually did make another change. Then is Genja coming on for Carmona. That change was only confirmed after the Luis Suarez hat-trick goal. It was never officially announced, which is interesting to note. Doncor locked the ball into the centre of the penalty area towards that left-hand side, and it's a free kick. In fact, a penalty awarded to the New York Red Bulls. Looks like at least Tolkien to be worse for wear here. And Gerardo Martino is pleading with the fourth official. It looks like, yes, a penalty has been awarded. Chelo Weingart exerting too much force and hits the foot of Tolkien, and we will have a penalty quite literally at the 95th minute of stoppage time. There will be consolation though. So they're able to possibly have the same goal differential as the two sides that meet initially. And so there will be a penalty for the Red Bulls to strike. Will be Emil Forsberg. From the spots up against Craig Callender. Forsberg from the spot. Swede delivers bottom right corner. Good penalty from Emil Forsberg. But if there was ever a descriptor for the word consolation, this would certainly be it. Good delivery into the bottom right corner. Surely be it on the balance. There's a big point of the defensive half for Inter Miami. The final touch is given. Miami with a 6-2 victory over the New York Red Bulls. We had an enormous